Hello everybody, how are you? How are you doing? On this video we will try to solve standard English conventions which are taken from question bank of the official website of College Board, and I'm gonna solve it using Flash SAT website because it is more convenient, to be honest, because here everything is digital. You can check your answer immediately after selecting the option. Yep, that's why this website is appropriate one to us. So let's start our journey of standard English conventions. Okay, question number 1. Generations of mystery and horror have been influenced by the dark, gothic stories of celebrated American author. You know what? Every single thing after this comma, after dark are non-essential, which are gothic stories of celebrated American author Edgar Allan Poe. It is non-essential. And that is why we cannot use B here, because if we put option B, have been influenced by the dark, can be non-essential, and which we don't need that because it is one of the essential part of our main sentence. And I think C is also not correct because you know that we use dash for giving extra information, for giving a list of items, and for supporting, or for supporting deeply the idea of previous clues. Before the dash. That's why we don't need it, because none of them are visible. None of them are visible here. Okay, that's why we cannot use C. By saying none of them are visible, I mean here, if you put dash, we don't have anything about explanation, we don't have anything about list of items. Yep, that can refer to the previous sentence, which is generations of mystery and horror. That's why option C is also not correct, I think. And option D is also not correct, because if you put semicolon here, it doesn't just make sense, because we put semicolon to add two independent clauses, but here we don't have that. And the only option we should choose should be A, and let's check it. Correct. Yeah, A is correct. Question number 2. The Mission 66 initiative represented a major investment in the infrastructure of overburdened national parks. So we could get that before the blank we have a meaningful independent sentence, and now let's read the sentence after the blank. It prioritized physical improvements to the parks, roads, utilities, employee housing, and visitors facilities, while also establishing educational programming for the public. Okay, and we could also get that second part is also independent. Why? Because it prioritized subject plus verb, and it's enough to us to consider that second part is also independent. So, and the question for you guys, what we can choose to add to independent clauses? Yeah, of course, semicolon. And the only option that gives it is C. Check it. Yeah, it's correct. Next one. So, a recent study tracked the number of bee species present in 27 New York apple orchards over a 10-year period. Okay, entomologist Heather Grapp. Okay, and entomologist Heather Grapp found that when wild grows near an orchard was clear, the number of different bee species visiting the orchard increased. Okay, look, you know what? Here it's not about anything. It should probably be C. Let's check it. Yeah, C. And right now I'm going to explain it. Why? Because, it's about essentials and non-essentials. Because, listen. like, let's go from option D. Entomologist Heather Grubb, comma, found. We cannot do that, man. Like, subject, I mean, between subject and main verb, there shouldn't be anything. There shouldn't be any punctuation. Yes, there can be non-essentials referring to the subject itself, but there can't be just one comma, you know? That's why option D is not correct. What about option B? Entomologist Heather Grubb. Here, Heather Grubb is non-essential, yep. But the question is, would you get, if I say entomologist, I mean, would you realize that I'm speaking about Heather Grubb if I say entomologist? No, yep. And that's why Heather Grubb shouldn't be in the non-essential. And that's the reason why B is incorrect. What about option A? Option A, entomologist Heather Grubb. It's just a stupid option. You know why? Because we use colon and dash for the same reason. Why? I mean, for what reason it was? For giving extra information, for giving clarification, for giving a list of items depending to the sentence they are referring to, which should be entomologist Heather Grubb. And here we don't have anything about it. That's why option A is also not correct. Okay, I hope you got it. And let's move to another question. Question number 4. Okay. The reed of a wind instrument is the mouthpiece where sound is made. Where sound. Okay. You know, both options that include question mark are incorrect, because here we have meaningful, independent, close, and like we can just finish it with question mark. We should finish it with dot. And it's not about giving question, you know. It's not about referring to the question. Okay, then it would be clear to you guys too, yeah. The reason of eliminating A and Z. But what about B and C? What are the differences between them? Where sound is made, or where is sound made? You know, option C is correct here. Yeah, option C is correct. Because we use where is sound made with a question mark, and here should be question mark in B if it was where is sound made, because you know that when we want to put a question mark, to be goes before the subject. That's why here B is also not correct. I hope, guys, you are understanding the explanation of me. I'm sorry if explanations are too short or too misunderstandable. I hardly try to give everything possible I can, and step by step, maybe I'm gonna improve it. Okay, let's just go to the another question. When exposed to lower levels of light, the plant's chloroplast, the plant's you know what? I got the answer. So let's go one by one. Option A. No punctuation. The plant's chloroplast, the cellular organs that generate energy from light. Like if you think logically, the cellular organs that generate energy from light is kind of sounds definition, yeah, of something that we don't know. Probably this one, yeah, chloroplasts, and it can't stand alone in the whole meaningful independent clause. So by that I mean it should be surrounded by two commas or two dashes, because then it would be non-essential, and in that case that would be correct. That's why, because it ended with another dash here after light, we should put the first point, I mean the starting point of the dash. We should be D, and let's check it. Yeah, it's correct. And why it is correct? Because the cellular organs that generate energy from light is an essential part, and it gives information about chloroplasts. That is why an essential here comes right after chloroplasts. And if you read it without it, if you read it without non-essential, it makes sense. The plant's chloroplasts reshoot. Oh my god. The plant's chloroplasts reshoot. Reshuffled. Okay, whatever. Reshuffled to form a tightly packed gas-like surface. Yeah, it's also non-essential. Yeah, you see, if you read the whole sentence without non-essential, it makes sense. That's why we should have put another dash of putting dash. So guys, really thanks for you. If you could watch till the end of the video part, if you could watch till the end of the video part, yes, because I also became really aggressive. But we just saw 5 questions, and if you want to see another part of the video, then just subscribe to my channel, because you're gonna see news. Because here I'm not gonna only put math problems, I also try to put English problems. I also try to help students to improve their English, and hope we'll improve together.